Hi everyone, and welcome back to BMX News Live, a weekly live BMX news show where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might talk about, because I think it's cool, because it's crazy, and not because anybody is paying me to talk about anything in particular. We are here with 57 people in the chat. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in, and it's gonna be a good one. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, and we're gonna start by shouting out some of the people who are in the chat. The Karinsky fam is a member in the chat. Adam Ortiz is a member in the chat. There's already 60 people here, and we got Style and Switch, Todd, Ohio MTB, Red Corn Pocket Stand, RNC BMX is here. Hi Ryan. Jason Jameson, Zenki, Ryan Button is a member. Holy crap, guys, thank you. Super chats coming in like crazy already. My goodness. Timothy Hallbrook with a $20 super chat. Aaron Moravik with another $20 super chat. 62 people in the chat. So let me get typing this in here. And what I want to say is that first, somebody wrote an article called BMX is Dead on Substack. This was a few weeks ago at this point, but it happened, so I'm talking about it. It's a little bit relevant for a couple of reasons, but first of all, the beginning of this, it's from Steve Emig, and the beginning of it talks about history in BMX, and he references my video with Eddie Roman, where we talked about the current state of BMX as well as how it was in '92 when he wrote the beginning of Ride On with the quote, kind of similar to what we just saw. But we talked about it, and it inspired this piece where he's talking about kind of how things got out of, or the progression and how it actually happened to get out of the downturn of BMX. Another $20 super chat. Jesus God, thank you. The Karinsky fam coming in hot. So you can read through here and learn a little bit about the things that happened and what the downturn led to from Steve's perspective. It's free. It's a long write-up, but it's really good. And we almost have 70 people in here. How insane is that? So in BMX, people like to, holy, what is that? What? Oh my God, what? RNC BMX just dropped a hundo bomb. Oh my God, what is that? Holy crap. That's insane. Thank you. God dang. So, what I was gonna say is that BMX likes to talk about skateboarding a lot. And with that, there's a lot of stuff that gets brought up. You know, the 9 Club podcast has gone around several different times. Dakota Roche was on it. So they did this write-up or interview with Roger Bagley. He was someone from the 9 Club podcast, still is. He's behind the scenes now, but he was on it for a long time. And I thought it was really interesting because the reason I saw this article was that there was a quote from him talking about the industry. Yet Bray's eating like 5 kings tonight. Dude, seriously, thank you, Ryan at RNC BMX. But I saw that quote, so I read through a bunch of this, and there's a lot of, personal questions in here. But there was one in here that was very interesting, and then I read more, and it was like, holy crap, this is even more interesting. But the question was, I've heard the entire skate industry is hurting pretty bad right now. As someone who's been in and around the industry for such a long time, do you think this is true or an exaggeration? And that's Jerry Bagley's brother. I had no idea. Holy cow. That's crazy. Anyways, do you think that's true or an exaggeration? And his first sentence is, I think the industry's completely effed right now. So when people talk about skateboarding and BMX, it's like and you're going to see in a podcast I recorded last night where the person I was talking to said it's like a grass is greener on the other side kind of mindset, where it's like it looks like it might be better, and then we hit this fantasy in our heads that skateboarding has it so good. And then you have this guy who's been in the skateboarding industry and is part of the biggest skateboarding podcast, I'm going to assume, saying the industry's completely effed. And he says every skate shop is now a brand, and every person who has an Instagram over a certain number of followers thinks they can be a brand and start their own skateboard company. There goes that piece of crap Camaro again. Sorry if you could hear that. But him saying this was really, really interesting to me. I got to remember that I'm not see-through today, so you can't see everything behind me. And there's more. There's so much more in here. He talks about Instagram and how phones are, and he's there with a $3,000 lens on his camera, like, what the F am I doing here? While people are filming, like Andy Anderson is filming his entire part on an iPhone pretty much. It's really interesting. So there's more here. You know, he's talking about Viva La Bam. There's other questions here that I need to find. Him quitting drinking. What was the process like? There's more stuff that kind of is crossover to BMX. So, talks about a success coach. And then he talks about something that's really interesting that I even sometimes deal with. Talking about polarizing or controversial guests, or talking about things from people who are like controversial or have bad reputations or have done something really bad in the past. And it's interesting to hear his take on that, but I want to keep going here and talk about, oh, you're platforming someone bad. I just want to give people an opportunity to tell their story, which I could agree with. I definitely could see that. But I think it's after this. Keep going. So right here, maybe? Man, there's a lot to this. If you want to get to know this dude really well, then this is where you go. Building a database is a really interesting one. Man, where is it? So they're talking about a nonprofit. He's talking about starting a nonprofit and having a board of directors of skateboarders and having a bigger vision of things. And his opinions in this interview are not the hill to die on. No one's dying on any hills. And that's a big problem that we have today too, is that people just like to assume that because someone talks about something that they are fully on board with it and they're going to die on that hill. No, we're just talking about it. There's nothing wrong with talking about things. I'm trying to find where there was part of this interview that I really liked, but in the regards to the industry and things, I'm going to come back to this in a second. I saw an article about tariffs. More stuff where people talk about, oh, BMX is dead. But I read through this and I don't really think I saw anything about Taiwan in here, but it was an interesting read in itself to learn about these things and see how the cycling industry and BMX as a part of that could be impacted by tariffs. And so if you want to learn more about that, you can. Like, China has a 45% tariff on US bikes and 55% on e-bikes. If a reciprocal tariff was imposed, US tariff on Vietnam-made bikes would become almost the same as current tariffs on Chinese bikes. Just kidding. This was not talking about China. I skipped that part. Vietnam has a 45% tariff on US bikes. So if we impose a reciprocal tariff, then now bikes coming from Vietnam have the same thing. But this is all stuff that we talked about in the Moeller podcast. And so you can get that, read this, get all your info there. But now that there's almost 100 people in here, I can't believe that not a single person has said anything about this. Not a single. I don't know if anybody even noticed. But for anyone who did notice this, it's a thing. And you can check out, there's a website you can check out now called bmxisdead.com that takes you to a listing. What does your shirt say? Do I need to get closer? Boom. So the concept behind this, nobody cares. Well, then you're not going to care when I ban you, idiot. Anyways, what's up with that? So I'll tell the story behind it, in that there is this company with two Flatland guys called 1-2. They hit me up and they had the idea to do a shirt with the BMX is dead thing, but to make more of a statement with it. That's where the beginning of this news thing came from, where I had this thing that I wrote up about the bad sides of BMX right now and all of the good sides of BMX right now. And the whole concept is that we take this BMX is dead thing that a lot of people like to say, and then you cross out the dead, because BMX isn't dead. BMX can't die. BMX is never gonna die. And all these people who like to paint a picture of me because I quoted Eddie Roman saying that I think BMX is dead. One, don't know how to read. Two, make themselves look like idiots because they didn't read. And three, you cross this and it doesn't say BMX is dead anymore. It says BMX is, because BMX always will be. BMX just is. So this is something that's available right now. It's a small run indeed for the first go at it. If you want to get one, you can. It helps me, it helps them, and you can just go to bmxisdead.com to do it, which I thought was hilarious. And let's see if it keeps my chat in there. Should be mine. I think so. Anyways, there's only a few of them available. Get them if you want to. And now that we've talked about all of these things, I'll come back to this at the end after we talk about the whole rest of the news stuff. Yo, Adam Ortiz gifted 1 membership. Nice. Thank you. Adam O. 1 gifted. There it is. Yes, we're going to talk about that, Alan. Don't you worry. So, continuing on with this is not a highlight. It's kind of a bummer, honestly, to hear that Etnies has officially and fully dropped BMX and mountain biking entirely. And it was a little bit confusing for me. And it's confusing because I thought it was announced months ago that Etnies was dropping BMX. And then I saw people still getting shoes and posting and whatever. And now we're seeing again here another post saying this. So I don't know the backstory here. I just know Reed's posting that he is no longer riding for Etnies after 12 years. And another confirmation that they've dropped BMX and mountain biking entirely, which is a bummer. Big time bummer. Do the dance, but put some effort into it. The BMX is dead dance. What does that look like? BMX is dead. We gotta pretend like it's dead. I'm getting a phone call. I would answer this if it was someone I knew. We're partying because BMX it's not dead. It is. So happy dance. Thank you to everybody for super chatting. I appreciate you. And let's see. Let's keep going here. Hopefully that was good. There's so much bummer of news that I have to talk about, but is things that are relevant. Daniel Sandoval crashed at the Triple Challenge and is hurt. Shoulder is hurt and can't go to the Ultimate X now. Never answer unknown numbers. Absolutely. Stop it, Todd. Bummer to hear Daniel Sandoval is hurt. Hopefully it's not super serious and he can come back from it as soon as possible. More news. Anthony Perrin is now riding for not riding for Primo anymore. All the best. Peace. Anthony Perrin is no longer in his Instagram bio, so Anthony Perrin is off of Primo. Holy crap, we got 105 people in here. What's up, Paint Life? What's up, chat? Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I answer spam calls with Sheriff's Department. There you go. That's funny. So let's move on to something else that's... I don't know what to make of this. Justin Dowell posted his Instagram stories. Let me pause this. He screenshot an email. I'm assuming it's from someone at X Games saying that he's the first alternate for it. And they gave him a list of qualifications, I guess. So athlete selections are carefully considered based on various factors, which do include previous rankings amongst others. So, for anyone who's ever wondered what the qualifications for riding X Games might be, at least partially: overall riding ability, difficulty of tricks, consistency, etc., prior results throughout the season, standout riders, NBD tricks, influence and contributions to the sport, up-and-coming riders, and sponsor influence. So he's the first alternate, and he says, make it make sense, X Games. Yo, thank you, Kurt Rowell and Champion BMX. Champion BMX, if you haven't heard, let me put my shill glasses on. Champion BMX is a BMX mail order out of Washington that Kurt Rowell does, and he supports his local scene, does good stuff. So thank you to Champion BMX for the $20 super chat. With this being said, let's go to the next slide. He's giving his history, I guess. 11 events, top 5, 9 times. So only twice he was out of the top 5. So he's kind of like responding to the qualifications here. Second place in BMX Park in 2022. 2022 BMX Park. Is this the same event? Or is this a different event? He didn't put what it was. Second place. Best trick, 4th place. World's first 540 quad bar. 540 bar in itself is crazy. Chiba BMX Park in 2023, 4th place. Finals rained out, so qualifying stood. Best trick, 4th place. World's first Twix double whip air. Technically, I've done it before, but still only one. X Games California 2023 BMX Park, 4th place. X Games California 2023 Best Trick, 7th place. BMX Park 2024 was the last one. Okay, 2024 7th place in Park. 2024 Best Trick, 4th place. 2024 Chiba, 5th place in Park. Best Trick, 4th place. World's first 360 Twix to fakie. One of the most technical tricks I've ever done. This is just something worth talking about because this happens. We all know it happens. We've all seen it. You guys are watching the nasty politics of BMX in real time. So my question in response to this, let me go back here. Let me finish what he's saying, but I have a question in response to this. And for the argument that I'm not smiley and positive at events, just from X Games alone, those 4th and 5th place finishes that should have been podium finishes, watch the live stream back, have lost me over $100,000. I go to competitions to win. This is my job and career. This is how I survive. Ask yourself if you'd celebrate your 6th consecutive BS 4th place finish when you know that you just lost out on paying bills / setting up for the future. In other sports, athletes are there to win, and athletes that stick up for themselves are praised. In BMX, it's the opposite. And it's hard to deny that in BMX, can be, I don't want to say is, but it can be the opposite, where if you say something, you're going to be attacked or ridiculed. I think a lot of it really can come down to how you say it and how you do these things. But my question would be, who's in charge of selecting athletes? Is it a BMX rider? So then obviously we've seen the judges, we've seen some of the BMX riders that we know and love as the judges. And so, I'm not saying this doesn't happen, because we have all watched contests and seen you are not rewarded for rocking the boat. It's not fun. So we've all seen contests where it's very clear that certain people should have placed higher than they did. And also seen contests where certain people who won or got podium maybe shouldn't have. And so what I'm wondering is, how does that happen in the moment? Is it actually a malicious thing, or is it that there's a human aspect to judging, and that sometimes the human element can get it wrong in the moment? So I don't know if we can ever know without insider knowledge if this is ever fully malicious and there has been a literal talked about plot against Justin Dowell. But I'll fully agree that there have been times where I saw the whole contest and you see Justin's riding, whether it's a best trick or a run, and you feel like he maybe should have done better. I don't know if anyone can deny that has happened at least one time, at the very least one time. So what you have to consider is, one, it's tough to be a judge. There's a human element that can come down to error. And maybe that's why we should have a system where it doesn't actually count in the judging, but there is some type of AI analyzing this stuff and it's public information so that you can see at the end of the day, did the AI score someone who got 6th as getting 3rd? And then you watch back the contest and you're like, oh crap, maybe that is something we should consider. It's an interesting conversation, and I think that it really does suck that Justin Dowell has the negativity around his name because of the fact that he sticks up for himself, and sometimes the way he does it, you get emotional, you get passionate in the moment, and you post something that maybe if you wait a day or whatever, you would have said a little bit differently. But at the same time, I fully understand being in that moment. I can't relate, but I can understand the mindset of knowing that you just lost out on all this money whenever you get placed lower than you feel like you should have. Knowing that maybe you can't know it for fact, but feeling like that can lead you to posting something without, in the heat of the moment. I've done it. I've gotten on here and I've talked about stuff in the heat of the moment and thought about it later, and I was like, damn, maybe I should have approached that differently. So what I think is that we should look into this stuff. Maybe not just, be dismissive over something like this, because we all know it happens and we've all seen it, but it gets swept under the rug sometimes. Or, oh, this person talked about it, and people don't like him because they see sometimes he has an attitude, or sometimes he says stuff before fully being like out of the moment and able to assess how it's being said. And it's like, man, I don't know. A local winning contest with local judges. No way. Yeah, it sucks. You see it a lot in free ride competitions. BMX biking doesn't owe you a thing. And that's the thing. This isn't BMX bike riding. This is a contest that's supposed to be objectively judged. And we all know that sometimes objectivity is not like how it appears when you look at the results. And that's the problem. We're not talking about BMX as an activity. So, anyways, it's something that I think is worth looking at. And Justin, if you see this and you want to have a conversation about it, to get the conversation out there even further in a place where I can be fully neutral and look at both sides of it, let's do it. Let's have that conversation so that more people can talk about it and more people can be aware, and maybe something could be looked at. Does he have a better resume than the people that did get in? See, that's exactly it. There's other things to consider in all of this conversation. It's like, if it's not a BMX rider doing the picking for who gets to be in it, then they're fully going to be looking at the resumes and all of that stuff. And it's like, well, there you go. If Elton John and Bieber had a kid. Oh, I can't sing though. Sorry. Can't play the piano, can't sing. That is funny. But also, isn't there more to BMX contests than the tricks you do? I would rather see lesser difficulty with better style, smoothness, and creativity. It's a good point. It's a good point. So, you guys, see, it's really easy to say BMX bike riding doesn't care for feelings. Just hold on to your bars next. It's really easy to say that when you're not the one in the position of like feeling like you lost out on $100,000 over your career because you feel like people are against you. And no matter how you feel about it, I think that it's something that we've all seen and we should at least look into. So I'm not going to repeat that anymore, but I think to be dismissive of it is just unfair to people like Justin and people who do actually get gypped out of certain things in BMX. If so, let's keep going here. Positive stuff. We're past all the negative. Yay. Freaking 30 minutes in and we're just now to the positive stuff. Kieran Riley is now going to be riding for Hyper in Snafu. He was previously riding for Tall Order. Now Snafu and Hyper. Good news for him. Glad to see it. Hope they can do cool stuff. Moving on from there, we have a really cool thing. This is, I think, the last highlight of the week. Nope, one more highlight after this. The Bloom BMX Ride Like a Girl weekend. This is a really cool thing that's going to be happening where there's a weekend at Woodward for the Bloom and all the ladies shredders. And I think, where's it at? Yeah, so Dan's Comp and the Bloom and Woodward have teamed up. Dan's Comp is heading this. Thanks to Dan's Comp, one lucky rider will receive a full scholarship to attend, covering 3 days of riding, lodging for Friday and Saturday night in Bud's Barn. And the way that this works is that you go to this post, which is in the linked thing that'll be in the description, and you nominate a rider in the comments. I have to say, there are some pretty shitty comments in here from a couple people that are really disappointing to read, from people that I thought were really nice people that are just outing their true character, and I'm bummed about that. Not going to talk about it any further than that, but it is a bummer to see. Next up, the BMX Triple Challenge, Arlington, Texas. This is the finals of the finals. So I believe this is the finals for just the event. Yeah, because Nick got 8th. Brady Baker won it. Daniel Sandoval, just kidding. Is this not the finals? Daniel Sandoval got second even though he got hurt. Maybe it was he got hurt in best trick. Either way, it says Brady Baker first, Daniel Sandoval second, and Ryan Williams in third. Bring back shop pop-ups. You know, we're going to talk about that in a minute, actually. I don't know who won the final cup, whatever, championship, something or another, but that's that. So we get into the videos from this week. I didn't get to watch all of them because I was trying to get the launch of this shirt fully organized so that bmxisdead.com would take you to the proper website. So that's the thing. Let's see. Nick Sebasty angle section. So this is from Angela's. Kurt made a typo and it's a funny one. Angela's. So this is a good one. There's a bunch of other riders featured in here as well. Check it out. Then we've got Kunstform welcoming Jan Bizans. God, I suck at talking. But check this out if you want to see a rider maybe you haven't heard of. Killing it. Welcome to Kunstform. Then we got The Trip coming back. New video right here. 6 years since the Trip tape. We got Andrew Augie Simoncini, Anthony Boy Flores, and Raul Ruiz in there. Check it out. Yes, Kurt Angles is such a good DVD. Watch it if you haven't. What's up, Matt Scat? Matt's Cat or Matt Scat? I don't know. Then we got War Party Off the Couch Jam, the raw cut from Boyd Hilder's Off the Couch Jam. Check it out if you want to see the raw take on that. Then we got Ray's Mountain Bike Women's Weekend 2025 official video from the Bloom BMX. If you want to see everything that went down, this is where you go and you check it out. Anyone else get the signed Hoder stickers for sale on the building's website? There you go. Matt Scat. Got it. Thank you. So let's keep going here. This came out right after the news last week. Odyssey BMX Shuffle, new team mix from Odyssey featuring in order of appearance Preston, Aurier, Murray, Lobzer. God, just last week I had to say that and I said it right, and I hope that was right now. Corey Walsh, Gary Young, Santiago Laverde, Boyd Hilder, Mikey Andrew, Devin Burks. I think that's Master Chef Dev. Hilario Olivos, Johnny Rakis, Justin Spreet, John Nelson, Jacob Cable, Takado Yuda, Dennis Anderson, Matt Nordstrom, Paris Benegas, and Bethany Hedrick. Video by Zach Kramus. Title and animation by Dave Fort. So check that out if you want to, if you didn't watch it already. Let's see. Now, so you mentioned shop stops. We have BSD and Empire BMX Shop Stop Jam coverage from it featuring all of these shredders. And this is what we want to see. This is how you get it started. Obviously, Empire has built a huge culture and community around their shop. So to do this in Austin, Texas, where there's already a bunch of BMX riders, is going to be amazing. And it was. And this is the start to what I think needs to happen more often, where companies are already taking team trips and they just organize with whatever shop is on the way or on the way back or in the area that they go to, and work with that shop to get the local riders out, then work with that shop to find out about the local like YMCA or any other cycling organizations, so that normies can see this and you can have people from the town coming out. You let the newspaper know and you make a big event out of it, because the idea here is that this shop stop's amazing for everyone who was there and everyone who watches the video. But then after that, it kind of like what it can do kind of fades out. But if you get the local organizations involved, you get more people involved with the city, like the local news, newspaper, whatever, it lives on beyond the day and the video, and more people can see it and get into BMX. Full circle. Next, Dennis Anderson, Friday videos. This one's called Sharpening the Edges. He was hurt for a while and now he's getting back into it with these videos. Good to see. Let's see. Florida, I don't know how you say it. Swamp Fest 2024 video as kind of some like promo and excitement building for this year's Swamp Fest, which is going down in just a couple weeks. I think it's the 14th and 15th weekend of March, which is 2 weeks away this weekend. Check it out if you want to see this. Very well put together. Vish made this one and it's great. Great insight on Shop Stop. I'm trying my best, man. Some people don't want to listen to me, but I'm trying to speak so that more people talk and have conversations and we can help things instead of just hoping. Help instead of hope. Very easy. Let's see. So moving on from here, we have Cult in their Culture series with Marcel Anderson. This one is with him. Sorry, I'm just getting organized here. Marcel Anderson going in, building a new bike into the warehouse. Check it out if you want to. If I was a personal injury attorney, I'd sit at the entrance and hand out my cards at Swamp Fest. That is funny. Then a video on my channel this week, Greg Henry and a bike check with him. He was at Ray's in December, so we recorded a bike check, and if you guys missed it, I just want to play the first couple seconds because it makes me laugh every single time.
Battle forks, strong as f***. Battle rims, they're strong as f***. Oh, battle cranks are awesome. They're just strong as f***.
It makes me laugh every time because that is the theme of the video, strong as F. And it's good. Greg killed it at Ray's that weekend, and it's good. He also hand dyed this seat. It was black, he bleached it, then made it purple. It matches perfectly, and it's awesome. Moving on from there, we have a podcast. This is with Troy Charlesworth. Let me find right here. So he's the one behind the War Party video that we talked about, the Raw Off the Couch Jam cut. So if you want to hear that podcast, check it out. Most fun guy in BMX, says Chris. I just now realizing that there's one thing I might have forgotten about. Let's see. Yeah, so I totally spaced on adding this. There's an ad, so it's not gonna show right away. It doesn't matter. There is a podcast, the Canode Knows podcast, with Risto, the guy who made Simple Session. So I need to add that to my notes. Risto podcast. There. So that'll be linked after the stream. Waiting on some parts for my S&M build. I'm stoked. Nice. Another good thing was brought up. The S&M and Mean Horse seat raffle. Let me pull that up real quick too, since we're getting into some of these things. Right here. So they are doing a raffle for these seats. Added that in. So you can go over here and you can buy raffle tickets if you want to try and have a chance at winning these. Aren't Backbone shutting down and just selling clothes? I saw that and I think that is a thing. It's the Rambler seat custom finished. So let's just refresh this and have a listen. Why isn't it? Oh, it's muted. I wanna get the scoop here.
Gambler seats. Mean Horse is an upholsterer by trade.
There's music. It's gonna be copyrighted. Sorry. Go buy a raffle ticket if you want to win it though. All right. So before we get into the more BMX hashtag goodness, we need to talk about events that are going on in the BMX world this month. And of course, I have to re-add my phone as a source, so hopefully this works. Let's see. How do I do this again? Device, desk view, my iPhone. Oh, that's not it. Man, I don't remember how to do this. Folks, I might have messed up. Device, my iPhone. Come on. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody. Things happen. Yo, I gotta take these off. I can't see. I forget that sometimes whenever I restart my computer and things, it messes up. No, that's not it. Come on. We're gonna get it. Promise. There it is. All right, let's shrink it down. Told you we'd figure it out. All right, so Time BMX app is an app that shows me the events that are going on, and this is how I tell you guys about the events that are going on in the BMX world. I was literally cheering in my living room and yelling. Well, I'm sorry that it took so long. We lost some people in the chat. We were hovering around 100 for quite a while. Thank you guys for tuning in and staying tuned in. Anyways, if you haven't heard of this app, somehow, it is an app where you get to see all of the events going on in BMX. You can see all of the phone calls are off the charts today. You can see all of the different skate parks, bike shops, pump tracks, all of that stuff. There's a map for that. There's a social media aspect to it where you can have a profile and you can say which events you're going to be attending. But we are here to talk about the events going on in BMX this month. And while I let you check that out for just a second, I'm going to bring up one other thing so that I can make sure that we talk about it, because it's a really awesome thing, and I'm going to just keep that on the screen because this is the events portion. Time BMX shill. It's a cool resource, and the more people use it, the more stuff they can do, and they can help riders out and help events and things like that. So today is the last day of February, and there's an event going on this weekend. Ultimate X. It's going down in Africa this whole weekend. Then March 2nd, which is Sunday, the Roll On Flatland Jam in the UK. Then we got Dogfight, presented by Prime Minister of the Streets, going down the 8th. Nebraska BMX Freestyle Series Round 1 in Nebraska, obviously, at the Nowhere Compound. That's going down March 8th. Simple Session is March 8th weekend. I cannot wait to watch that. Man, I'm going to be at Ray's all day. Jeff Mead's going to be in town potentially. I love watching Simple Session, but finals are on Sunday, aren't they? I hope so. Anyways, Swamp Fest is going down the weekend after that, the 14th. Street Fighter 7th Jam, Mediocre at Best 2 premiere going down in Arizona the 22nd. So if you're anywhere in that area, you should check it out. Then we've got Champions Day in England. Are you affiliated with that? Champion BMX? Champions Day. Then we got Oceania Championships in Australia, March 23rd. I'm sure more stuff is going to be added. Alan's been waiting for this part. Alan has been patiently waiting for this part. And I have a whole bunch more events that aren't on here yet, I don't think. Or are they? Not yet, but they will be on here. So there is the Ohio BMX Trail Series. If you haven't heard of it, a guy named Travis Johnson had this idea and started working with people like Alan Camp and Todd, who's in the chat right now. Who's in the chat right now. It's a bunch of trail jams in Ohio. I think these are all in Ohio this year. And they're going on from June through October. So we've got the Sandlot in June on the 14th. We got Gunlock in Marietta. So this is Norwalk to Marietta. This is June 28th. Then my local trails I help dig at, Apple Creek Trails, our jam is July 19th. Then Overlook in Dayton. So we've gone Norwalk to the bottom corner of the state in Marietta, up to the heart of the state at Apple Creek, then Dayton back down to the southwestern side of the state at Overlook August 2nd, Grafton, which I forget exactly where that's at, the Canyon August 16th, then Hillsboro at 1855 August 30th, the Jump Farm at Inglewood in September on the 13th, and Coasters in Middletown close to Dayton September 27th, and then Shredwood Forest in Sunbury, October 11th. If you can be at any of these events, make it Apple Creek. No, just go to all of them. If you can go to any of them, they're going to be an amazing time, but you should absolutely go to the Apple Creek Trail Jam because it's going to be awesome. Last year was incredible. We had over 50 people in one BMX train through a set of jumps, and it was great. So check that out. Make sure you go. Now, let's bring the phone back up for a second because I got to finish talking about this stuff. Grafton's near me, about 25 minutes from Ray's. Go to them all. So there's the map aspect of Time BMX, and the first person to say an exotic location in the world, I'm going to bring up a skate park close to that location. Last week we did Thailand, I think? Something like that. It was really cool. The skate park that got pulled up was awesome. Brandon Dosh might appear in the wild. Yeah, he came to ours and he came to a bunch of the others. Dayton ones, obviously. So, what do we have? Let's hope them cupcakes will be back at Apple Creek. Hear that, Victoria? Let's hope those cupcakes will be back. I think that can be arranged. I do. He will. Brandon Dosh will be at him. Hawaii. Ooh, I like Hawaii. Strathfield say. Is that a place? What is Strathfield A? Is that a place? Oh, it's in Australia. What? That's crazy. All right. We're going to pull up both because I want the Hawaii one. Which island in Hawaii, though? Hawaii has a bunch. Let's just go straight to the middle. Maui, boom, this park right here. Hukalani Skate Park. Oh, this is a good one. Victoria makes the best cupcakes. Canandaigua, New York Skate Park. Say that one next week, Chris. You gotta be faster. So this park in Hawaii, there's a couple pictures. This park looks real good. There you go, Alan. It has been confirmed. The cupcakes will make a return at the 2025 Apple Creek Trail Jam. Wow, this park looks amazing. Oh, went to the wrong one. There's down rails, A-frame, down ledges, but then there's also an amazing looking bowl. This park looks really, really good. Love that. Canandaigua. Canandaigua. Sounds like I'm saying 8 words at once. So that's cool. This is the Pukalani skate park. That's what it is. So yeah, really cool. There's the social media aspect to it. You can see all these people who have profiles on the app. And Huck Krinsky uploaded recently. Huck's on here. And you can see he's going to the Nebraska Freestyle Series, the Next Gen Jam, Beast Montpelier. Pretty cool. Now, more BMX hashtag. If you guys didn't know, I have a hashtag you can use to show up with your posts on Instagram. So here's one from Presley from a day ago, riding at OSP, busting out these 180 T-bogs. Love to see it. Oh, even half cabbed off of that ledge. That's nice. That's real nice. Presley kills it. Always using the tag, always bringing it up. Also, Danny Rumpel, he went down to the triple challenge and rode the jumps. Flipping, look how big that jump is. Also, Huck Karinsky went to the triple challenge. We'll pull his video up as well. Hashtag more BMX. Killing it. Friggin' killing it. So, let's keep going here. More BMX tag. Anything fully new here? There's my post with this photo I shot of Nathan Powell. Looks great. Oh, there's a bunch of photos. Rosa, Kevin. That is not how that's supposed to show up. Scott Powell and Trevor. So, anything fully new here before I find Huck's post to bring it up? I don't see anything new, but I could be wrong. Let's see. I need to find Huck. I know that there's a post on his Instagram from the triple challenge 2 days ago. Huck Karinsky at 10 years old rode these gigantic jumps. How amazing is that? He even X-upped the last one. So sick. Huck just kills it. I see a bunch of messages right now on Instagram. Let me check and see if there's anything I'm missing. Let's see. Oh, we got a bunch of them. Gerard Keller has a post. Let me pull that up. We got... What else? I'm looking here. Haha, that's hilarious. I'll pull that up. We got a bunch of stuff. It's awesome you guys are tagging and sharing all this. Alright, let's see. Oh, there's cool stories. Alright. Kevin Zuba has a post. See, this is the cool part where we get to bring the community in to all of this. Hold up. Get back out of there. Bring up Kevin. We got a jam or something. Chris, get him to put that into the time app. All right, so real quick, Wrench Fest, $20 all day riding. Spectators and kids are free. Breaking Free Skate Park, March 8th. Kid Focus Morning with free pancakes and bagels. That's awesome. So there's an event going on. If you are in the area in Rochester, go and check it out. Then we got Gerard using the tag on this post. Phoebes, 270 out. Nice. This setup looks cool. Feeble bar. Gapped ice on the A-frame rail. Great to see kids riding at that level. I think younger riders should be featured more in videos. I know my kid loves to see other kids riding. He's only 3, but he tears it up on a 12. Absolutely. Fully agree with that. I saw the hang 5 out of the corner of my eye. Gerard rips. Good rider. Good video. Thanks for using the tag. Hell yeah, brother. Let's see. Kevin Zuba using the tag on this post. What is happening here? A can frame grab skid. Interesting. Flatland freestyle on a ramp. Love it. Love to see it. Love to see that in the post. And let's see. So there's Huck. Let's click on the tag again here and make sure there's nothing else other than this one that we need to talk about. Don't see it. All right, so you guys have seen the BMX is dead shirt. And here is a post. BMX is dead. Tagging. We got the official 1-2 Instagram page with the same post. Make it a collab. If you guys haven't or still can, make it a collab post and I'll be able to accept it. The BMX is dead tee has landed. A statement, a mindset, a moment in time. This one's for the real ones. Printed on premium heavyweight cotton, built to last like the legends before us. Limited quantities, you know the drill. BMXisdead.com, folks. So there's some little behind the scenes here. Oh look, it's a me. Look at that. The screen printing process. Here's it coming out of the, do they call that the oven? Not sure. Pretty cool though. So, that's the More BMX tag. That's the new BMX is dead shirt. I have a delay. I don't know why. It's fine. With that being said, if you want to support me, this is a way to do it. And let me just make sure there's nothing else here. Let's see. That's funny. Someone just messaged me about this live stream. Either way, I appreciate everybody who tunes into this. I appreciate everybody who supports just by being here. I appreciate all of the people who are members on the channel. Vic, Adam Ortiz, the Karinsky fam. I know there's more who are in the chat. Josh is one. Matt's cat is one. Thank you to everybody who tuned in today. RNC BMX, $100 super chat. That is insane. That is huge. Thank you. Aaron Moravik, Timothy Hallbrook. We got Champion BMX, the Karinsky fam, Adam Ortiz, everyone who's supporting. I appreciate all of you, and stay tuned for more on this and more BMX, maybe. With that, BMXisdead.com for the shirt. Look forward to seeing everybody wearing them, and I thank you guys all for tuning in. Next Friday, we'll be here 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same time.